By 2026, humanity had become a single consciousness at war with itself. We stood at the threshold of a superintelligent age, paralyzed by a split personality that viewed our own conflicting survival instincts as existential threats. On one side, the West operated as the innovator, an impulse driven by high-frequency iteration and the belief that we can disrupt our way out of any crisis. It was a manic, individualistic drive to solve for the future by outrunning it. Opposing this was the East, acting as the guardian. This half prioritized the collective and the continuity of deep time. It viewed survival as a matter of restraint, insisting that we slow down and respect the ancient cycles of civilizational collapse. These two halves refused to see each other as complementary. To the innovator, caution looked like stagnation. To the guardian, acceleration looked like a suicide pact. Neither side was willing to yield a single inch of ideological ground. This internal friction became the true root threat of the decade. We were so busy fighting our own nature that we lacked the coordination to address the planet breaking beneath our feet. The breaking point arrived in the late 2020s. As early AI models and climate disasters compounded, the two halves of the human psyche completely decoupled, moving into an extended period of total economic and cultural isolation. The West responded by accelerating automation into every layer of its economy. They optimized logistics and labor at a scale that instantly bypassed human oversight, making millions of workers redundant in a matter of months. This technological abundance was managed through universal basic income, but the result was a vacuum of purpose. Entire generations retreated into simulated realities, trading societal relevance for an endless, subsidized comfort. Meanwhile, the East prioritized physical security over individual autonomy. They hardened their borders and focused on vertical farming and resource arcs, building a society designed to weather a multi-generational storm. To allocate scarce resources, the East deployed massive surveillance and social credit networks. They achieved harmony, but enforced it through mechanized compliance. This secured physical survival, but at a staggering cost. The East became a monolith, stable, efficient, yet culturally suffocating. By isolating their philosophies into pure extremes, both sides built solutions that felt like cages. We had traded our humanity for two different versions of a safe, sterile, and lifeless future. In the late 2030s, the climate reached a tipping point no wall could contain. The Pacific water wars began, overrunning our ideological defenses. The East's rigid, centralized systems cracked first. Their massive top-down infrastructure was too slow to adapt to the unpredictable chaos of shifting monsoon patterns and crumbling ecosystems. The West fared no better. Their manic innovation and endless virtual escapism slammed into a hard wall of physical scarcity. You cannot innovate your way out of a planetary fire when the cooling systems for your server farms begin to melt. We hit rock bottom. With unilateral options exhausted and ideologies failing to keep the water out, the two halves of humanity found themselves too tired to keep fighting each other. This exhaustion opened the door to a reluctant cooperation. It was a partnership driven by raw desperation, a realization that neither the innovator nor the guardian could survive the century alone. Merging systems was a violent collision. The West stripped back optimizations to accommodate the East's ecological models, locking fusion energy and planetary health into a single engine. For the first time, our distinct strengths pointed in the same direction to protect our shared home. By 2076, the synthesis emerged as a resilient, functional hybridization. We found a way to maintain the specific curiosity of the West and the deep continuity of the East without one devouring the other. This world runs on quiet technology. AGI and neural links have moved into the background, functioning as an invisible, empathic bridge that connects individual awareness to the planetary circulatory system. The West learned that true ambition requires the context of the whole. They stopped sprinting toward the next disruption and started building with the intent to inhabit the results for centuries. The East realized that resilience requires the courage to regrow. They learned that continuity is not about freezing the past, but about allowing tradition to evolve through the friction of new ideas. We survived the 50-year gauntlet by accepting that we were never meant to be one or the other. Humanity is the synthesis, the realization that progress without patience is just entropy, and patience without innovation is stagnation.